far as the open spaces that we do have, like our open fields that doesn't have anything in them, I would like to see some farmers go in there and build, raise our food there. That would be pretty cool. I think that it's important that that as a city that we can take care of ourselves, even though that the prices at the grocery store is too high or whatever. I don't know if I'm on point or not, but I think that it's also important that as far as agriculture goes, we also have to pick out the right spot, because some of the ground here is not exactly good to grow things on.
Okay. Thank you, Sean. Shehu?
Okay, well, only I say yes, yes, and yes. Why do I say that? Okay, two reasons. One, when I was in Silicon Valley, that was 78, 79, 1980. At that time, downtown 4th Street, you see, I mean, there was still some open space there. But if you look at it right now, at that time, we discovered we are discussing today that actually we had this kind of zone. In fact, they actually had, there are some, what do you call it, nut trees, around that area. They are all gone today. Okay, that is so it's very important for us to learn from that and not make the same mistake. Okay, that's one. Then two is we talk about I want to grow your own food. Okay, here we are actually bringing in food from Chile, from Mexico, from all over the place. So if we have a zoning, kind of zone some areas in the city, it's very good. I mean, I think it's a very good thing. We can grow our own food, more natural, it's more organic. Yes, I am for that.
Thank you. Anita?
Yes, I believe I would be for that, especially if it was organic, ranching and organic farming, especially if they didn't use polluting pesticides. And as long as they're not doing things like creating a lot of dust when they disc, that's going to blow over and cause further pollution. So I would support local farming, organic farming, and ranching.
Okay. And Doreen?
Well, agriculture is very near to my heart. I grew up on a farm in Michigan. I have 11 brothers and sisters out there. My dad had 1,000 acres, and yes, I worked on the farm. That was my day job there. And currently, I think that is the charm of Dublin, to see what open space we have. There is farming. One of the housing developments we have, there was a small area left open for the horses next door, and they were trying to fit another home, and I said I'd rather keep it. It just adds charm, I think, in a neighborhood. I prefer to go walking, and I also live in West Dublin and back up to the Nielsen Ranch, and it's absolutely fabulous to have cows in your backyard. I like it. So I don't know if everybody else does. They do get out on occasion. Would I support a zoning? Sure, but I also would question also on the agriculture, because it is very expensive. I know folks that struggle, and it's very difficult to get water, depending on where they are with the wells, etc. And it's an expensive endeavor to continue maintaining equipment, and the gas prices being where they are. So I do know it can be a hardship to continue on farming here, but I would support it. And I also would support using some of the open space as a community garden for our residents as well. I think that would be an excellent, and it works well in Berkeley and other small areas where neighbors can come together and grow food together and have it. So, I mean, we have a good farmers market here where we get plenty of local food, and it's enjoyed by all. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to follow that up with another follow-up question, so we'll order that answer in the same order, and that has to kind of touching on something that Doreen said, and part of the question was talking about the difficult economics of agriculture. So a big component of that is water. So you all answered yes, that you support agriculture. So share your views on what leadership position or what the region should do to support agriculture in terms of providing water. Kevin?
Providing water is going to be tough, as Doreen had mentioned. Everyone should know that we buy our water through Zone 7, through DSRSD. We have that relationship. And that also adds to a lot of other difficulties. Getting water to the area is without a doubt is also a problem. I think there's wells that we have, although there's actually no active wells in the city area. There's other areas that are outside that have some wells and active wells. So that's going to be a challenge for any potential developer that wants to grow grapes, as an example. I think that we've done some expansion on that in the recent years with regard to wine growers. We're trying to attract them into the city of Dublin. Hopefully we've got the right soil, as Sean had alluded to, that can build that. Water is always going to be a challenge to get there, especially in our hills. So that's something that's going to take some development, some discussion.
Thank you. Sean?
Yeah. Also, what I was going to say is that in order to do that, you would have to have another place, another source of where the water is going to come from. We have a big thing up on the hill. They would have to have another one over by where they are, so they're not exactly bothering our water, so that we're not stealing water from each other. Because if they're going to take 1,000 gallons of water to do one little spot, and we're, that would take away from some residents, and so we've got to share it together. And so I would say make another spot to where they can have the water come from.
Thank you, Sean. Shehu?
Yes, I agree. It is a challenge, but it can be done. It's being done right now in Emeryville, in Berkeley, even San Francisco. So I'm sure we can do it. It's just going to take more work for us to find ways, but yes, it can be done.
Anita?
Yes, once again, it would depend on where the agriculture was going to be done. Just for instance, if we were going to do something out at Dublin, I don't know out there if there are wells, if there's underground water available that might be pumped and what wells drilled. I really don't know. It's too soon to say. It would have to really depend on where exactly you were going to do the agriculture. And additionally, you might be able to plant some crops that require less water than others. Thank you.
And Doreen?
Well, so as I mentioned before, water is an extremely difficult thing, especially with California, where we go through our cycles of drought. And I know it's coming, and I don't like it because we use our lakes here for recreation, and but it's something you need to plan for. So I would agree with some sort of rain harvesting of tanks of some sort where we can capture that. I mean, you can do that as a small-time thing for a home residence, and then, from water your plants, things like that. But in agriculture, you have to look at it as a much bigger thing. And so I think there's possibilities of maybe Zone 7 be coming up with some new technology that possibly that our agriculture can benefit from. But at this point, other than drilling deeper wells, I really don't have any other solutions to it.
Thank you. So this is our last question during our question and answer period, and Sean will start first with the answers. And that is, how will you provide leadership on climate change and clean energy?
Well, if you don't mind me moving around, I'm about as clean as you're going to get. I've been driving 30 years in a wheelchair, and it takes only just a little finger to move it around, but I'm not saying everybody go out and get yourself a wheelchair. I'm just saying that I'm doing my part as a citizen to be clean. I'm just saying everybody, for everybody to have another way to get around other than your cars and doing a lot of smog and everything like that. If we're gonna be green, we gotta be green, we gotta be green big. But we don't only so big that we have to enforce it for everybody to get a green car. It'd be nice if everybody in Dublin had a green car, or half and half, where you drove half electric, half gas. It is up to the individual of how they want to participate in the way that they want to go green.
All right, thank you, Sean. Shehu?
Climate change, yes, I do believe in climate change. I think that we should be doing things, trying to mitigate that. Part of the things that I would do, though, is number one, how city buildings, are they all green? Energy, are they all green? Pretty much, that's very important. Right now, I don't see leadership, if there is, I'm listening, in pretty much trying to educate all residents about how we can conserve, how we can all be green. Electric cars for the city, we should be looking at that. Also, one thing that I would do though is that I need to encourage people to ride their bikes. I mean, not bike lane. I've city council members or city employees, every week or a day of just biking, we bike to work. It's a way to encourage people to be more aware of what it is, how we can, get more green. Thank you.
Anita?
Yes, I'm going to provide my leadership with developing a lot of partnerships, for instance, like with the Greenbelt Alliance. I was on their website today and I saw a number of programs they offer to help cities. I would certainly want to bring them into our city process. And I believe the continuation of compliance with EPA directives and SECA and different governmental agencies who've given us guidance and laws on environmental and how we can protect our environments. I also did a little experiment. I was trying to get rid of my gas guzzler car, and I actually sold it quicker than I thought. And I was trying to get one of the new Nissan Leafs, but they were having problems getting them off the production line. So I actually went for an entire year walking. And I was able to do all my grocery shopping in Dublin. I lost a lot of weight. I was really fit from this. And I just timed, like for instance, I would rent a car for the weekend, like $9.99 a day on Enterprise. I go pick it up. I go to my doctor's appointments because I schedule them all at the same time. And it worked really well. I saved a ton of money. And I was getting ready to learn how to ride the buses, but then I got an opportunity and bought a really gas-saving car. But I did that for a year. I walked, and I had friends that picked me up, and we carpooled. It worked perfectly. So I think people just need to really practice what they preach. And thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Doreen?
The city has done a very good job currently trying to work on green building guides. We've adopted the ordinance, and any new developer that comes into Dublin, they have a point system that they need to meet where they provide energy efficiency, solar, the lighting, just benefits the community as far as building green homes. I, for one, am a proponent of trying to eliminate the wood-burning stoves that many of the older residents have and remove or replace them with gas. I think that is a huge thing, especially when we have spare the air days, and trying to minimize any of the wood smoke there that causes asthma attacks and etc. But poor living conditions. I also think that there's opportunity for the city to work with the larger developers when they want to come in and give them incentives to go for LEED building. That, I work for a healthcare organization where we put in our medical office buildings. We strive for LEED building, and it's recycled products, rubber flooring, things that are good for us and the environment and health. It just does an improvement for everyone. So I would try to extend my experience in that and continue that with the City of Dublin to enforce higher building standards for LEED certified buildings.
Thank you. Kevin?
But Lorraine stole a lot of the things that I was going to say. But what I will add to that is that we've had a great partnership with the Dublin School District, where we've got recycling programs. Right, the schools that are obviously running full steam ahead. We've got bike to work days, all right, that we sponsor on with the city. We've got the interactive walk and roll to school days. These are all programs that I've been involved in, on the city council. One of the most recent, the one thing that I'm really looking forward to is a $10 million project partnership with Chevron. And that is to install solar into every city office or every city building, including the one that we are in. Particularly a huge savings. Ultimately, I think as you project it out, $25–30 million savings to the city when it comes to solar power. Once we get that online, that'll be great. We've got our signal lights on a pilot program, all right, with Chevron, all right, for LED lighting. The city is on track with doing everything we possibly can to improve our environment, all right, to make sure that we use our resources as wisely as possible. We make it a #1 priority to obviously talk about our developers. Those are things that we should be doing, and I think that we are doing it. And I've been have the honor to provide that leadership since I'm on the council.
Thank you. So that concludes the question and answer period. It's now time for the closing statements. And so you'll each have an opportunity to give a 1-minute closing statement. And Sean, we'll begin with you.
Thank you. As I was trying to say before about my leadership that I wanted to give to you, I've also been on the WAC committee. That is a wheelchair or wheels advisory committee on the wheels board, and we help out with the disabled on the buses, and we also have turned green with the buses. There's about 20 or more buses that they have. They are our buses that are all fully green buses. And I would support more green buses for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Shehu, your closing statement.
Yes, it's pretty easy for me. It's pretty easy for me, like I said. Okay. I believe it's President Roosevelt that says, a nation that destroys the soil, destroy itself. So I do believe that it's upon us to make sure we have balanced growth. As we grow, it's very painful. Just keep in mind that we have balanced growth. So I, for one, I'm running mainly on that premise. So if you do vote for me, that's what you're getting, balanced growth. I still want to grow, but control growth. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Anita.
Yes, I've been environmentally aware since the 70s when the rest of the nation became conscientious about ecology. And I have leadership skills, extensive leadership skills. I'm analytical. I have excellent strategic planning skills. And I also can develop relationships with other entities like businesses and other organizations. I encourage you to pick up one of my brochures to learn more about me. I will work for the community, and I will listen to the community, and I will do the right thing for the community. Vote for Anita Carr, and be sure to vote on November 6th. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Doreen.
I'm committed to the City of Dublin. I'm extremely proud of my legacy as a planning commissioner and my involvement as a long-term resident. I'm here to serve the residents and make the best possible financially fiscal decisions for the City of Dublin. I want to continue to offer our high levels of police and fire services to our residents and collaborate with our neighboring cities to reduce traffic, work on transportation issues, and continue to build out connectivity to our trails and bike paths. I also would work with our schools and support the Youth Advisory Committee to keep our young citizens involved. I ask for your support on November 6th and to vote for me as your next City Council representative. Thank you.
And Kevin.
Well, thank you for the Greenbelt Alliance for putting this on, and Sierra Club. Appreciate the opportunity. It's always a great opportunity to come out and meet people as we knock on doors as well, but in this environment, it's fantastic. So thank you very much. So on November 6th, you have a choice. I think that I've had the honor and I have the privilege of being able to say that I'm the only one that has experience in elected official, not only on the city council, but on 2 terms at the school board. What that really means is the experience and exposure to contacts and the partnerships that I've developed over the years. The knowledge that I have, I think, is of value. I think that one of the reasons why I want to finish some of the things that we started. I think we have a great community in the city of Dublin. I think it's an honor to be on the city council and develop some of the plans that we've developed so far when it comes to environmental issues. I think I have learned, I've been a cop for a long time, and I've learned since I've been on the city council that I'm more green and environmental friendly than what I ever thought I was. All right, because some of these things are very simple, easy things to do. All right, like requiring builders to, do certain things, require them. I think doing some of the solar things are some easy things to do.
Thank you. If you just conclude your thoughts.
And I guess I'm done. I was rambling on that way. So thank you and look forward to your vote on November 6th.
Okay, so that concludes the formal part of the forum. As Matt mentioned earlier, there were no questions from the audience, so I invite all of the candidates to stay. And if there are particular questions individually that the audience would like to ask the candidates as they approach them, and you can ask them questions. So thank you very much. Thank you to all of the organizations, and then Dick.
Well, I just wanted to thank all of you for coming, and I hope that this provided the Dublin voters with a way to make a more informed decision about who they want to choose come November 6th. I especially want to thank the candidates for making themselves available on relatively short notice, and we really appreciate it. And finally, thank you, Carolyn, for an excellent job. So you're very skilled at this.
One additional thing I want to mention is that there are 2 open seats for the Dublin City Council. So you will be voting for 2 of the 6 candidates that are running.
So thanks, and there is literature. There's also some snacks. And if the candidates will make themselves available for chit-chat.